Papa, I died. I can't see. Need to go.
Welcome everyone to the social van. Feeling kind of sick of the bullshit. So here they are, reppin' C+, ready to turn every podcast to dust. So sit down and shut the fuck up, cause when in doubt, fuck your couch. Welcome everybody to the social vent. Yeah! 3, 2,
and gonna
1,
go full
9.
screen. And it's
Awesome.
going good. All right. Shit.
2 separate locations.
This is working. That's why
Touch it.
that's
Just nuzzle it.
that's
Nuzzle
how
like this.
that's how it felt.
That's yes. Nuzzle it. Just nuzzle it.
No, that's you.
Just a little bit on there.
That's your ass. Your ass nuzzles, my ass rubs.
Wait, that sounded bad because you're like, you nuzzle my ass.
No, my ass.
like,
No, I said my
no,
ass rubs. That's you. That's your ass thinking. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? This is Big Daddy here for C Plus Studios. I'm here with the KMB, the Sexy Ninja. How the hell are y'all doing today? How you doing, bro?
I am fucking fantastic, man. I feel good. I got done with the gym this morning. I'm feeling good, man. Like I keep moving up in weights, so I'm just feeling like the power, you know.
You go, girl.
So yeah, but I'm feeling great. My brothers were there this morning too, so that was pretty cool. And I got a compliment from Juju, you know, and it was dope. I was just like, oh, because he's just like he felt my arm, and I just flexed for him. He goes, God damn! I was like, I ain't playing no more, man. No more playing. I'm ready to put in the work. I'm ready to get myself going. I'm ready to get myself healthy.
Good. Good.
So I've been, you know, and
Leave them goddamn chicken nuggets alone.
Hey man, the chicken nuggets. You can't mess with the chicken nuggets, bro.
If your ass don't eat meat, hell yeah, it's easy.
I did prep some meals though. I got chicken and rice with vegetables and in portions, you know.
Uh-huh.
And that was the biggest problem going into this. Is just like I've had too much. Like I love the snack. I cut snacking down, way down. Sugary drinks, you know, my Red Bulls and Gatorade and all that stuff. I cut that out completely this past couple weeks, and I'm seeing results because of it. Because
damn,
of the
folks.
Yeah,
because says damn.
Because he knows I love my drinks. I love soda, Gatorade, big old sugary
like
drinks,
this.
And I just been drinking nothing but water, like
Good
water and. I officially stopped drinking Gatorade sugar-free like last week because I was like, you know what, this ain't helping. You know, there's probably still a bunch of shit in here that I don't need in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, just water. Then I started cutting back my eating habits. Like I was just, I'm not losing weight. I'm still going to the gym and I'm working out. And then, you know, someone pointed out like, well, do you still snack? I'm like, oh, I snack like a motherfucker. They're like,
there's your problem. There's your damn problem right there.
I was like, and that was the biggest thing. He's like, you gotta drop the snacks, man. I was like, oh, the snackages, the chicken nuggies, man, the chicken nuggies.
Well, dairy was already easy because I already cut out dairy. I do coconut milk and almond milk and stuff like that. But everything else has been pretty easy. I have not. What's been making it easy is the mindset. You know, my dad, he passed away of cancer years ago and stuff like that. I remember talking to a doctor. The doctor said, no. I said, hi, is this stuff hereditary? He said, no, he said, cancer is not hereditary. I looked at him, I said, but other doctors say, he goes, I'm a cancer specialist. I'm telling you right now.
He's like, hold on, bitch. Look here.
Pretty
See
much
my title?
Yeah,
cancer specialist.
That's what he said. He's like, pretty much like, pump your damn brakes. Now, listen to what I'm saying. It's not hereditary. It's lifestyle. So I remember when he was showing me the papers of my dad and stuff like that, what they found in his system, I was like, ooh, god damn. And over the years, it didn't process until recently. I was like, you know what? Come on, man. You're 49 years old. You want to stick, you want to see your grandchildren. You want to see life. You want to keep living. And I can honestly say I feel so much damn better especially after seeing my blood work when my bad cholesterol went down almost 13 points. I'm like, shit.
Proud of you, man.
Thank you.
It's like yesterday I dropped the vlog, day 22 or whatever, and people get self-conscious when they start working out and start dieting and start taking care of their body a little bit more, but then they get in that mindset of like, oh man, I'm not seeing no changes. And then yesterday there was a lady at the gym. She's really super nice, super awesome. She let me hang up a poster, a C Plus Studios poster, and she goes, she walks up to, I haven't seen her like in a week or so, and like I was getting ready, taking off my stuff, dripping in sweat, just like, all right, cool, I feel good, packing up my bag, and all of a sudden she goes, hey, and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And she goes, you're looking good. I was like, really? I was just like, I don't I was like, I don't personally see it. And she goes, because you see yourself every day.
Yeah, you see yourself every day. You don't see
the
results.
She's like, I haven't seen you in like a week or so. And I'm just like, she's like, the bloating, like you're not as bloated when you first came in and whatnot. And she goes, I remember seeing you benched over when you had a big old cramp in your legs. She goes, now I'm seeing you doing like now you see you doing like hundreds on the leg lifts. And she goes, I see you doing like on the leg press. I did 490 pounds.
You said 490 or 495?
490.
490. Go. Shit. You got to start somewhere. That's what folks don't realize. You just got to start somewhere.
Yeah. And I what's it called? The weights thing. Like now today I moved up to 60 pounds.
Right.
Like when I first started, man, shit, it was like 20 pounds or 15 pounds. Like I could barely even like keep my arms. I was like,
you're actually using muscles you haven't used in a long damn time. That makes a hell of a difference. But as you're going up in weight, just be careful. Don't go zealous. Because a lot of them fools up in there, you probably see them. They go, and then they go too heavy.
I'm great. What I'm doing is, so I work on different parts of my body. Like I keep that consistent of being like, okay, today's leg day, today's upper body day, today's mid core, and stuff like that. And so when I do it, I'm like, okay, so like I grabbed the 40, so to do the dumbbell curls. Yeah, I grabbed the 40s and I was like, oh no. I was like, I already feel it right here. So I went down the 30s and I was like, okay, cool. I was just like, I'll get up to 40, then I'll get up to 50, but I got to get that slow progression, of just trying to go up there. And it was pretty dope because I had my Suplex City shirt on today, and I was doing that little bounce around that Brock does before he comes out. And one dude was like, hey, I was like, what's up? He goes, Brock Lesnar. I was like, yeah. He goes, you got that little Brock Lesnar bounce going on. I was like, I know.
Real quick, why'd you keep that shirt? How come you didn't give me that one?
I don't.
No, it's okay because I probably would have burned it because I fuck Brock Lesnar. I can't stand.
Oh, shout out to DJ B Done. I shared the gifts. I still have a few more gifts I need to take over, but I shared the gifts with Big Daddy because he's like, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
I did not say that.
He said that. He said, I got the text. He was like, I'm gonna whoop your ass, boy.
What I know what he was gonna do is that he was gonna pick through all the good shit first, and then he's gonna bring me all the scraps.
I didn't do that though.
I want the AJ then.
I'll bring over the AJ if it'll make you happy.
Damn right.
If that'll make you happy and you won't whoop my ass.
Boy, sis, boy, DJ, sis put in that damn box, snatch, just like that. She snatched. He told me she snatched that son of a bitch up quick, go like it was like watermelon on a picnic day.
I just thought about something. We gotta take care of some business.
Shutter.com, www.shutter.com/you enter podcast. Once you go to podcast, you enter this code.
C plus CPLUS C plus.
Which way you going?
My
camera's reversed.
I'm that way. Like so. Like
my camera's reversed. Like that.
Yeah, mine's reversed too. So there you go. Too sweet me. Where you at? Boop. There we go. And you spent 30 free days.
30 free days, and then After that's $5 to make you holler, unless the price goes up, which I think is going to. And Shudder is putting out so much original content, folks. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. I'm doing my 30 free days, and I can't believe the amount of shit that's on there.
There's an awesome movie. It's called PG Psycho Gore, man. It is fantastic. It is a movie that I just recommend on the highest level because they got some Power Ranger monster suits in there, and it's like space invasions, and he's just ripping people's heads off, and I'm just like blood and gore. I'm just like, yeah.
I'm old school horror. I'm watching right now. I'm going through the Friday the 13th just for nostalgia, man. It's like, oh my god, I remember watching this in the theater. I remember watching this in the theater, and then even the new Friday the 13th, man. I ain't gonna lie. What was the rest? Tyler, the guy who plays Freddy. I mean Jason.
What's it called with the Friday the 13th? The new one, the newest one, right? Yeah, that movie is dope because when he fucking runs, I shit my pants. I shit my pants when I first saw that movie. I was like, that is terrifying, beyond terrifying.
Yeah, this Jason is. I mean, to me, he seems like an actual threat. Like I say, he runs. He'll catch you. He'll sling your ass around. He don't give a fuck, man or woman. Oh, you want to talk shit?
And the tunnels. Snap. And the tunnels that made it so much more sense because remember, like in old Friday the 13th, he walks through the fucking he walks through the forest, and then all of a sudden, like second frame later, he has another like instrument of death, and it's just like, where the hell do you have a tool shed out here or something? You know,
and of course it's produced by Michael Bay, so you know it has to have some gratuitous sex and ass scenes.
Hey, but Jason was nice enough to let that dude get his nut. I was appreciate that because old Jason was just like, oh hell no, you ain't gonna catch your nut. I'm gonna cut you off right now.
Number four, he stabbed both them son bitches through the bed. Yep. You ain't getting a nut in my damn slice. Shit. Not in my bed.
And this one, he's like outside the window. He's like, I'll let you finish. No,
you know what he was doing.
He's stroking that machete. Just oh yeah.
Shit. Fucking nasty ass Jason. We got pervert Jason on this one. Thanks to Michael Bay.
I was never a big Jason guy, but just because Freddy Krueger is my guy. Freddy Krueger has always been my guy. I just like the aspect of nightmares and stuff like that. You know, the idea, because I've told you I have crazy nightmares, and like it's scary on certain levels with my nightmares, and that's why I think I just love Freddy Krueger. You know, he's like this bitch.
Folks, you know, folks, huh? I was expecting. Who are you talking to?
All right, so let me get into our.
Let's get into this. So we're gonna start off with one of your questions that you. I'll lead in with you with one question you asked. Future of Star Wars, bruh.
Oh, okay. So the reason being because I was watching Star Wars the other day. Surprise! I'm watching Star Wars like every day. It's like it's right behind me too. You can see it.
Yeah, no, Solo. That's a cool poster, by the way.
Thank you, dude. I had to before we get on to this. This is still Star Wars related. That poster, I didn't get a chance to go to the premiere of Solo, but I got to go the next day. And that poster was like you had to like pay the $20 to go to the earlier premiere, and you got that poster. And so the next day when I went to the movies with Doug, and that poster was there. And I was just like, oh, you guys have leftovers. Can I get one? And the guy's like, oh, no. Did you go to that premiere last night? I was like, no, I didn't get a chance to make it because I had to work. And the guy was like, well, no, you can't get that poster, bro. I was like, well, you looks like you have extra. And then he was like, nope. I was like, ain't that bullshit. And I went and got my popcorn and whatnot. Went and watched Solo. Really enjoyed Solo. Came out. And then there was another guy up there. And I walked up. I was like, hey, man, can I get the Solo poster? And he goes, oh, yeah. And he's just like, yeah, here. He goes, here, fucking take it. He goes, we have a bunch. Yeah. And I was just like, thank you. Then I got it framed.
Was the other guy there who told you no?
No, the other guy wasn't there. I guess he went on break or something.
Because I was throwing his face. Look, motherfucker, see, he gave me a poster with your bitch ass. Now what?
Yeah, so it's a centerpiece in this part of the collection. Wait, let's see where we at. This part of the collection, because there's more on this side. Yeah, there's a lot more. You've been here before. Like, it's stupid amounts of toys everywhere. I would say the latest one is this guy. My brother got this for me. John Stewart.
Oh. You can't really see the face because the light was messing it up. I was like, Kilowog?
There we go.
But okay, now I can see his face. There it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, my brother got that for me, and I was just like, oh, it's going right by my desk. But now Star Wars.
Star Wars.
the future of Star Wars. The reason why I was asking this is because I've been watching the Bad Batch religiously. So like right when I wake up, I know it's Friday. I know it's the holy day because I get Bad Batch first thing right when I get up. Well, then I take the daughter to the, then I go to the gym. Then I like Bad Batch time. Put on my headphones, grab my tablet, just let it just all over me and watch the Bad Batch. And so I was thinking about, they said the nights, we got so many shows coming, like Ahsoka, the Book of Boba Fett, more Mandalorian, and we got the movie from what was her name? Why can't I think of her name now? Patty Jenkins. But from what I was reading too is like they're gonna stay away from episodes for a while, and I think that's fair enough. I
think that's cool. They should stay away from episodes for a while.
Yeah, even though George wanted to go up to 12, and the sequel trilogy was such a mess to the franchise, because no one really knew. And now it's funny, is like now I'm seeing like J.J. Abrams being like, yeah, we should have had a plan going in with all this trilogy stuff. I was like, you think?
You did have a He did
he had a plan, but he's taking it, and it's just so funny. All the hatred I see for the sequel trilogy, and I'm just like, I love Force Awakens, and I love The Rise of Skywalker. I wish we got to develop more of the characters, a lot more than we did. And then like The Last Jedi is just such a sore spot in that trilogy. It's just like I haven't even seen it since it's been released. I've seen the movie at least 2.5 times, and that's a Star Wars movie. I've seen The Last Jedi 2.5 times, and that's it. I just can't bring myself and stomach to it. But all the hatred I see for the sequel, Rey's not a Skywalker. I'm like, Rey is a Skywalker. I think she's earned it. I think she's got to the progression of the story. I like the fact they brought back Palpatine, because it's kind of like a bittersweet, like, yes, I've been there all along. Yes. Yeah, that's just so cool, because, I do marathons all the time, and I'm just like, I did a marathon for the prequel trilogy, and it's just like, man, then you get into the original Star Wars trilogy, then you get into see it's like Palpatine's been pulling the strings all this time. That is awesome, but I wish there's other things that I wish that happened. I wish we didn't get Snoke get killed and that quick, because in The Force Awakens they build Snoke up. Remember, like, Kylo walks in there, and then all of a sudden on this big old hologram, he's like, yes, Skywalker. It's just like, and I remember like when we watched The Force Awakens, I remember we went to the premiere, and it was like, who is this dude? Then they're like, dead. Next movie, that is like Palpatine. He created him.
Exactly. It was ridiculous how they did it. And I was sitting here thinking, okay, so where does this go from here? If you keep killing off your villains that damn fast without the chance to develop them, but you want to turn around and write books about them, but then maybe later on down the road, what's going to piss people off is if you do like they did the expanded universe and cancel that damn universe. Where do you go? You got to have some damn consistency.
Well, it's like they keep on trying with this new expanded universe. I constantly read and try to keep up. The High Republic, and the High Republic's meh. It's okay. It's still Star Warsy in its way, but it's okay. I really had some high hopes, because I was like, oh, the High Republic, cool. We're going way back, even though they erased the old Republic and all this and that, I was like, okay, cool. This is a new fresh start, a new canvas, since you guys are creating your own EU, and it was like, okay, it was like that. It was like the book the other day, the Skywalker family book.
Yeah.
You know, just randomly, I was like, what is this? You know, I was just,
Oh man, they put out random books like that every month. You know that?
yeah. And I that's why I can't keep up. Like this place would look crazy if I kept up because there'd be Star Wars books everywhere, and there and the wife would not like that. But you know, and I remember you telling me that like, hey man, there's another Star Wars book. I'm like, man, no build up. There was a build up to the High Republic, but then they just like, here you go. Like when we were over there, I saw that they had an encyclopedia guide to Galaxy's Edge. You know, I was just like, what? When was this a thing? When did this drop? You know, and I'm just like, it's hilarious to me. But the future of Star Wars, I hope we get to see Rey again. I hope we get to see Finn again. I know John Boyega, he's tapped out. He's like, all right, I did my
he's like done. He's done with them.
He's like, I did my thing. And even if we explore more of his story in animation, you know, I want to see Poe Dameron. Like, I love Rey, Poe, and Finn. You know, that new trio of characters that we didn't explore because like you had them, they weren't really together until the end. And that was the point. And it's just like, man, like you split them off in Last Jedi, and then you know they're really not together, and you know, and they were building up in Force Awakens, and then Rise of Skywalker. You're like, okay, finally, here they're together, and it's just like I want to see more of those characters. I want to see what Rey's doing now. You know, I want to see where Rey's going now. Did she stay on Tatooine? Did she, you know, or did she just go there to bury Luke and Leia's saber? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but there's a 3-book series coming out of her with her explaining exactly that. What happened afterwards? Is she continuing her training? Does she want to go look for more Jedi who might have survived? You know, does she want to go look for her parents, or is she resolved with that her parents were just pieces of shit and she decided to move on to a lot? There's a 3-book series is going to explain a lot, and plus there's another one coming out with Poe. You know, how he builds up, how he's going to build up, you know, the squadrons and stuff like that, and even now with the Bounty Hunters Guild. Now that Boba Fett's back, you know what's going to happen with the Bounty Hunters Guild and everything. There's a lot of books I want to read now that's going to be just goddamn interesting.
Well, it's like at the end of Mandalorian season 2 when Boba took the throne. That was just like, oh, then the book of Boba Fett come in. I'm just like, oh my goodness, please, Lord, yes. Please.
Where do we go from here? That's all what it says, and especially in video game continuity. EA, Electronic Arts, is losing the Star Wars license in 2023. Who's going to pick it up? Who's going to pick it up? Where do they go from there? The Old Republic MMO that's currently online. They realized what Disney did. They canceled it. They canceled the old Republic. So why keep this universe going? I don't know. At Disney, I can see where they're going with the franchise. They want to make it more relevant, but at the same time, they are stepping on a lot of damn toes on the people who got them there. And if they keep it up, they're not going to. They're going to have anyone to have their back. And sure, they can create. I mean, they got Mickey's dick money, but they can create in-house studio. Yeah, exactly. Woohoo! We got our own in-game studio now. I mean, they got a comic book company. They got several publishing companies. Hell, why not make their own video game franchise? Bring back, the Island of the Skyland, the Island of Skull Monkey. That one game they need to make.
Well, comic books, like you said, and I'm me being more current on the current comic book stuff. I think they're killing it with the Star Wars comics right now because they're entering into their big crossover event. It's called the War of the Bounty Hunters. And it takes place. Yeah, it takes place between Empire and Return, and everyone's after Solo. So Boba's basically got to go to war with all the bounty hunters to keep Solo on Slave One, just to get to Jabba the Hutt. So we already know the end results. He did take the bounty, but it's going to be cool seeing Boba.
Oh, they're doing the side story.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so it's the War of the Bounty Hunters. Everybody's after Han because of the big bounty that's on his head. But Boba Fett's like, oh, shit. All right. You know, getting ready, got his weapons. He's like, let's do this then. Let's go to war.
I bet. I mean, and he's, you know, he doesn't really have any allies during this time. It's just him. He doesn't trust nobody. You know, his dad put in his head, like, here's this book. Well, actually, that series is done too. The kids, probably that kids series that they did of him, because I got Anthony the books. It was Boba Fett, The Fight to Survive. And basically, it just chronicled his story from his birth to his dad getting killed to all the way up to when he got the armor and he told the Mandalorians, fuck off. That I got this. You guys weren't there for me. You were there for him. You
This is the way.
upset me.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He's all, this is the way.
It's cool. And it's fucking cool. But I forgot that series got.
I was going to say, I was like, that
Legends.
now that's not, now it's a Legends non-canon.
Yeah.
Well,
Piss me off.
This goes into another franchise, another one of my questions. MGM, the big 007 home, has been bought by Amazon. And I'm a big James Bond guy. I know you are too, you know. And it's crazy because like Amazon is just like shoop. And I looked at MGM's catalog and I'm like, holy shit.
I did too. After we talked about that in the car, we decided to go take a look, and I was looking at it like, man, that is like over 100 years of movies.
Yeah, and it's crazy just because like there's so many streaming sites, and it's after all the I was thinking about this the other day, like after all the licenses and licensees or whatever that they've made with all these streaming sites, because you know they do that because like how Wonder Woman is Warner Brothers property, but they already signed licensee deals for it to pop up on a Netflix or pop up on Amazon Prime or pop up, you know, on Vudu and whatnot. After all these contracts per se are done, and they all go back home to where the owner actually belongs to them, how that price is gonna go up because you're gonna be like, yes. I want to watch Scooby-Doo. Well, you know, you pay for the streaming site. It is $25 a month. You want to watch that Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo worth $25 to you?
Hell yeah. Here, and no Scooby snack. Sorry.
No Scooby snacks. That's $30. You want $30 to get the Scooby snacks, motherfucker? That's what you get.
It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy when all these properties go back home. MGM with Amazon, snatching that up. It's going to be, it's, you know, are they going to have different? Are they going to have a whole new section like MGM catalog? Are they just going to integrate it into everything? It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here in the next few months.
It's like with the new it's like with the new James Bond movie. Will that be a Prime thing? Like, you know, like you have Amazon Prime, you get to watch the new Bond movie at home.
Yeah, if you have it.
Yeah, and that's mind blowing to me. I'm like, oh man, and like it's gonna be awesome too. Even though I have the box set, it's gonna be awesome too to have all the 007 movies in one area. You know,
it is gonna be cool. It's gonna be fucking hella bad.
Yeah, and I've been trying to find the original Casino Royale, the one like way back in the day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been trying to find that one, but you know, I love Bond. Like, I really bonded. Pardon the pun, bonded with Daniel Craig's Bond. And I know this next one is this last one because he's constantly over and over again bashing the franchise in some certain way of like, he's just like, I'm done. Like after Quantum of Solace, he's like, I'd rather you put a gun to my head. Like you fucking do another one.
And see, that was one of my favorites right there, Quantum of Solace. Just the storyline, just the way the storyline went, and he just bashed the living shit out of it. And I was like,
well, it's like okay. When he left Homeboy in the desert and he's like, he throws him a can of oil. I was like, he's like, there you go. That's something to drink. And I'm like, oh shit. Left your ass in the middle of the desert, gave you a can of oil and said, there you go, bro. Peace out.
That's what pretty much Amazon did to everybody right now too. With purchasing that. Now they got a studio. They got a full-blown backlot studio.
Oh yeah. Well, they're putting out movies on their own.
Limit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The sky's gonna be the limit now.
Yeah, it's just like Paramount Plus. I do have Paramount Plus because Kathy likes watching SpongeBob, and that's where you can get SpongeBob and all the other Nickelodeon goodies and stuff like that. And of course, watching my Picard. We got season 2 coming up next year. And Star Trek Discovery, which I'm still trying to like pull the trigger on watching, but I've heard like things, and like today I saw a trailer, and this is gonna be like, everyone calm down. I saw the trailer for the new Paw Patrol movie. I actually got excited because it's going to stream on Paramount Plus in August. And I was just like, Paw Patrol, because I watched it all the time with Kathy. I bought her the big tower thing, and that was one of the big gifts I got for like one of her first or second Christmas. I remember like I saved up and I bought the big Paw Patrol thing, and I was so excited because we constantly watched Paw Patrol together, and it was just something. And then like today before she went to school, I was like, did you see the new Paw Patrol movie trailer? She goes, because she doesn't really watch it as much now.
Yeah,
but she was like, and then I showed her, and both of us sitting there were laughing, and we're like, I was just like, we're gonna watch this, right? She goes, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Me and you're gonna watch this, because me and her watched the last SpongeBob movie, because they put the new SpongeBob movie on, and both of us watched that, and man, we were dying of laughter. Like I have no shame, man. I love cartoons. Just that feeling of a Saturday morning cartoon, or just putting on something. Like there's also like, then that's why it's just crazy with me, like things I love being bought up and snatched up by these corporations, and now Amazon's like, I got your bond. They
got a lot of things, man. They got the original Wizard of Oz. They got everything.
Gone with the Wind was one of them.
The Wind. A lot of the old religious movies, Ten Commandments, all those shit, they got it all. Even some of the old Hercules franchise movies, man. Remember the original Hercules movies?
Oh shit,
like that?
Yeah, dude.
Those. So it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird seeing all this shit just come out that we haven't seen in years.
That's true, man. And what's funny is like with my box set, I'm really glad I got this box set because what was cool about my 007 box set was I got it like a year and a half ago, and 2 years ago, and I bid on it on eBay, and I got the thing for $25, and my mom helped me out because I didn't have the whole $25 to pay for the thing because I was a little broke at that point, but my dumb ass was bidding like crazy because I really want this 007 box set, and I got it, and they got it shipped, and I thought it was just DVDs. All Blu-rays. Yeah, I opened it. I was like, oh, this is so awesome. I know it's all DVDs, but now I have the whole entire Bond franchise. And then I looked. I was like, these are Blu-rays. Holy shit!
Even better shit. That's even better. That's better.
Yeah, the only thing it did not have in the box set was a Spectre, but that's fine. I got Spectre at Bookman's.
Oh, did you? You got that one over there?
Yeah, I got him. It was one of those things where. Like, I was like, okay, well, I got the box set. Now I need Spectre. Bookman's, and it's like $8 Blu-ray. And I'm like, here's my credit. Now I own them. But what would you say is your favorite Bond movie?
Probably the very first one I saw, Moonraker.
Hell yeah.
That was the only reason why I remember watching that one, because that's when the movie channel first came out, like decade before your ass was even a thought of.
Before I was a stain in my daddy's drawers.
Before he was a stain or even a thought, boy. Yes, they came out with Moonraker, and I was like, okay. And I remember that's when they had the plans for they showed the space shuttle, and I was like, oh, what is this? I got more interested after a while. I got more interested in the space shuttle than watching the crazy space fight and all that shit. And I was like, oh, okay. So a lot of future shit coming out.
Well, what's crazy is like I was just listening to Rebel Force Radio the other day. So this goes back to Star Wars, but it ties in how during that time period when Star Wars dropped in 77, May 25th, 1977, and I'll tell everybody the real Star Wars Day, no disrespect to May 4th, but the real Star Wars Day, May 25th, 1977, when that movie dropped, sci-fi movies were getting greenlit like crazy after the popularity of Star Wars.
Yes.
And that's what they were talking about. And they're like, yeah, they even send Bond to space. I was like, oh yeah, 79. They were just greenlighting every single sci-fi project after that, just because they're like, oh, well, hey, do you guys got a Star Wars? Anybody got a Star Wars movie? Come on, like, look how big this thing got, you know.
They got big quick. Yeah,
And I remember that time. I wasn't born in that time period, but I remember that, just all those movies that came, like, you know, because they're like Battlestar Galactica and, hey, bring back Star Trek, you know, because that came out, I think, 79, 78. Buck Rogers. And they're just like, give Flash Gordon, just give us everything we can to capture that Star Wars, you know, money. We need that Star Wars money. And it was just funny because when you said Moonraker, I was just like, and that just popped in my head. I was like, oh yeah, they did send Bond to space, because they're like, huh?
How do we cash in?
Send his ass up there.
And they did it. They fucking did it.
I would say, out of guilty, well, of course, GoldenEye. GoldenEye's so good. I would say, as a guilty pleasure, just a guilty pleasure pick, Die Another Day with Halle Berry. Like, I would say Die Another Day, just because it's so cheese. It's so machismo that it's great, because when he the invisible car to the ice palace and to the awesome Madonna song, da, 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 another day.
I think I watched that movie one time and that was it.
It is a constant repeat when I can. It's either GoldenEye or Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. I remember when that movie dropped, and I was so excited, because I was like, oh, because everyone was like, ew, blonde Bond, blue eyes. Then after that movie came out, everyone's like, oh shit, Daniel Craig's a beast.
Yep, he was the 007 that was in the original Ian Fleming books, where he was a badass, not a fucking playboy,
and a semi-racist.
Huh?
And racist.
And racist.
Yeah. I went back. You remember when I was going through the Ian Fleming books, and I went and I was just like, woo. Especially which one was it? It was one where he just kept on using the N-word like crazy, and I just like it became uncomfortable at a certain point, because I was like, all right, that's enough. I was like, you know what? I'll go to the next one when he's out of Harlem. You know, just.
You know what? Speaking of next ones,
right? What
about that AMC? AMC is going on the offense right now. They swooped up a couple of movie theaters franchises, Pacific Theaters and ArcLight Cinemas, and people are like, okay, how do they do this? Go back to the summertime. Remember when the Reddit investors, they helped them invest. They helped them get $230 million. So these movie theater franchises did go out and they swooped their asses up. AMC right now is going to be here in a few months, after the whole complete thing goes through purchase, is going to be the largest movie franchise in the States. Well, the problem is, though, what I was thinking about, because when you put that question out there to me, didn't they like cut ties with Universal? Like because they got fucking mad at like Fast 9 pushing back to next year, because when COVID happened, Fast 9 was like, all right, we're gonna move to next year. This movie needs to be seen in the theaters. And then like AMC was like, never again will we show a Universal movie. Was it Universal movie? Yeah, we're blah blah blah. They like was it? Yeah, that was them. It was them and Regal. Yeah. Regal kind of quickly said, no, actually, okay, we jumped the gun. We're sorry. It's just, this is just a bad time. You're really not going to show Fast 9? Probably one of the biggest blockbusters of the summer. Like, okay, AMC. You're not going to show Jurassic World Dominion? Oh, okay. No, let's see. Let's check it out real quick. Fast 9. Come on, if my phone works correctly. The tickets are on sale now, so I got to get our tickets, because we're going. Because we live our life a quarter mile at a time. Fast 9 in. If it's at AMC, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Oh, they're not gonna pass up that money, bro, because that's contractual. They have to. But after that, though, I vowed that. Is it? Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Right there, folks. Right there.
Like, hey guys. Vin Diesel's like, so you're not going to show our movie? Vin. Let's talk about this again. Like, there's a lot of money.
And 25 minutes. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Then I'm excited. Like every time I see the trailer, or they're like, and when Vin Diesel did that last trailer where he's like this, we're coming home, back to the theater, and I was just like,
here's what cracks me up though about this AMC deal. Regal tried buying up some movie theater franchises back in the day, like a couple years ago, because they had went out of business. Well, they put their asses out of business just so they can buy them. That was denied. I'm here wondering how the hell did AMC get this deal when Regal was denied? And then plus two, AMC already said, and I was looking at their website yesterday. They said that they're going to try to get in every major and minor town within the 50 states within the next 3 years. They already got a foothold with these ArcLight Pacific theaters. I mean, California, they're going to blow up big time.
But the sad thing is, I will never set foot in an AMC. Like I got Harkins, you know what I'm saying? And if I had to choose,
honestly, fuck Harkins. Harkins knows what they're doing. We used to work there. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm a Harkins guy. What can I say? Like, you know, and I would love though to go to mom and pop movie theaters. You know, I know they have a lot of them in like New York and on the East Coast and stuff like that, and little tidbits here and there. There's still the mom and pop theaters and whatnot. You know, like the, what do you call them? Discounted theaters. Yeah, because me and the wife were talking about that yesterday. She showed me a movie theater. Was it yesterday? A movie theater from her hometown that's no longer there. And I was just like, oh man! And I looked through the movie theaters in Farmington, and the Centennial Twin was my jam, man. That the discounted theater. It was where you got to see it one more time. You know, like while the movie was out on VHS, but you got to see it here one more time on the big screen. And they would have this thing at 7 to 11 where it was like free little bring your kids free movie tickets, and we had to get up like butt ass early to get to Farmington because it's about 30 minutes away, and get into there because there was a line. All the natives were there like, hey, like, here we go, you know, a Scar Dad free movie, Scar Dad. You know, we were all there, baby. We were like, we ain't gonna miss out. And that's where I first saw Batman and Robin. Was at the discounted Centennial Twin, because you know we didn't have that much money, so going to the movies were really not a thing. And that's why like I worn out so many VHS tapes, you know, like especially the iconic ones like Terminator 2, Batman, of course, Star Wars, the original trilogy in VHS and stuff like that, and the VHS tape would go everywhere with me. My mom laughed because I always carried Batman 89 Keaton. That was always in my bag. I was like, going over to grandma's, boop, Batman.
I don't know, this AMC. I hope the best from. They're trying to expand. They're trying to hope for the best. Well, that's you. Once you get stuck in your ways, you get stuck. You are really like an old ass woman.
I am.
You just get stuck in your damn ways. I don't know. Me personally, I hope the best from, because that means it means more.
Worst.
Fuck off. I hope the best from. Shit. Fuck Harkin. God damn it.
I'm gonna make a shirt that says I'm a Harkins guy and get you a shirt that says I'm an AMC guy.
I'm not an AMC guy. I just hope the best for them, because that means if they can put the stomp on Harkins a little bit, because we know how Harkins operates, and even after one of their former district, remember that one dude that I'm not gonna say his name. He's beat. Remember when we were there to hit that former district guy?
Oh, I know the guy you don't like.
Yeah,
the guy that you despise.
I despise his ass, his ass. So what is Harkins' goal? Harkins' goal is to put down every mom and pop movie theater in Arizona so they become the #1 franchise. I'm like, that is hooked up.
Hey man, watch us though. Years from now, we're gonna be like, You know what? We want to be the most number one podcast to where everybody else just fails.
No, I would never ever do that because that shit comes back to bite you in your ass.
And that's when I show up in like a 3-piece suit doing these podcasts and being like the gold ring on their finger and be like, I want them all done. All podcasts who bow to us.
And I'll just be sitting here in my hoodie still like, yes, folks. Let's do it.
And then I would be so ripped. Look at these abs. These are $1 million abs. Ask the other podcast if they have $1 million abs.
And me, I'll just be like, folks, that's him. That's his bullshit. Me,
You're like,
I'm all into winning, but hey, you know what? Let's help each other. This
You're
motherfucker,
like,
don't listen to this motherfucker.
You're like, I don't know what happened to him, but he sold out quick. As soon as the money started flowing, he was just like, oh yeah, put my face on everything. Fleshlights can be fleshlights, you know.
That'd be you. That'd be you. I'd be like,
I
don't know about him, folks.
Merchandise myself like Kiss, you know, this face on a casket, you know, this face on just everywhere. Toilet paper, everything. Put my face on it. 3-piece suit, yeah.
Go for it, because that has nothing to do with AMC.
Yeah, well, that does, because you're like
no, it doesn't.
You want a success. You want a success, and you get mad at Harkins because Harkins is just like, yeah, we're gonna knock down every mom and pop shop we can because why? We want to be number one.
But for him to actually say that just like that, and for them to actually do it, that's fucked up. AMC just wants to work with everybody, probably except for Universal right now. But they're like, hey, you know what? We don't want to get sued because we're under contract to show you movies. So yeah, go ahead and bring it in, bitches. I mean, yes, Universal, go ahead and bring it in.
Well, you know, this is a crazy. This next question of yours is crazy because I'm listening to the Insane Clown Posse's Doomsday Countdown podcast. Yep. And this was something they were actually talking about, and this one's about population.
Me and my mom was talking about this one. That's why I was sitting there. That's why it kind of threw me off for her to actually bring it up to me. I'm like, so basically, folks, the population time bomb is what they're talking about right now. By the year 20, they used to keep saying by 2050 the population of the Earth is going to be ridiculous. Now, the reason why I asked this, I brought this up to KMB because we're talking about the population of China. They just recently rescinded another law that they made in 2015 where you can only have 2 kids. Now you can have 3 kids because they realize that their decrease in China actually had a decrease in population, and to the point where they realize that, okay, who's going to take care of our elderly around this time when this generation comes around? Nobody. So they rescinded that. They rescinded that law and brought in you can have 3 kids now. Now the documentary she was showing me was talking about how they would sew up women's vajayjays just so they wouldn't have kids anymore. The only thing they could be exposed was the little pee hole area, and that's it, bro. That is it. But what another thing what they're talking about with the population control, and especially here in America, they're talking about certain races are dropping. They mostly said white folks are dropping here in the United States because white women want to have careers. They don't want to have they want families, but they don't want kids. They would rather focus on their careers, keep having longevity. They want to make their money and stuff like that. Meanwhile, all those people of color, we're still having kids, but we're also having careers. But the population, they said, is supposed to drop dramatically here in the next 10 years because people just aren't having kids.
Well, it's like the reason why I brought up that podcast I was listening to is because they're talking about the population and talking about how, you know, throughout the years, like there was a huge spike of just people, like the you know, and just how Earth can only stand with a certain amount of number of people on the planet and whatnot, and this and that. And they're talking about how there's a big old where they take these radiated canisters to New Mexico in the middle of the desert, you know, 2,000 feet down in the ground, all this nuclear waste that has to sit there, and how it collects, and how that can just take out a whole population. Talking about Chernobyl and just crazy shit. And I was just like, I'm not really into those kind of things, but for some reason, I listening to this, I'm like, say what? Holy shit! It's just crazy. And this seeing that spike in the population itself, and how it was like kind of like okay, and they have this really cool video where they showed the Earth, and it went through the timeline, and then where you saw little yellow dots, that was millions of people there. Then like it was like this, and then when it slowly got to us, it just went boop 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 boop, and I was just like, God damn,
a huge spike in population. But now it's starting to go. Is where that spike went. It's going like this.
Yeah, now. That's why I was so excited when you brought this to the table. I was just like, is Big Daddy like watching me? Because I watched it's a 3-hour podcast, so I've been taking it like chunk by chunks every day. So I was like, Big Daddy's watching me, isn't he, man? I was just like, that's crazy. But yeah, it's insane, man. And how like this world, what did they say? It's 100 seconds to midnight. About, and that's just crazy to me, man. It's just it was kind of mind blowing and kind of scary too at the same time.
It is. We never thought that we would be this far in population and stuff like that, or resources would be starting to dwindle. I mean, the first thing that's going to be going is water, because they keep building all these complexes and shit like that, and the main culprit of the population dropping right now too is because of animal agriculture. That's why we had the Australian fires, they had the Amazon fire, because it takes how much water it takes to make one hamburger patty. 240 liters of water.
Oh shit! Yeah,
for
dude.
One hamburger patty. I was like, what the fuck? I said, so how much water we wasting a day doing all this shit, not only for our sewer system, for our drinking water, for these goddamn these fucking golf resorts and shit like that.
Well, it's like the trail behind your house. We went on that trail, and there's that little pond. It's stinky because it's wastewater, but I feel so bad for those ducks and those birds. Like that, they got to swim through that shit water, like literally shit water. And I were like seeing the frogs in that water too, and I'm just like, this is crazy. These beautiful animals got to swim in shit,
And it was never like that. That was never wastewater before, bro. It was actually a nice lake back there back in the day.
Yeah, and when you walk that trail too, because we went both ways. We went by your house, and we also went by the one by CCC. But you could tell when you're getting close, because that just smell just whoosh, and then you're just like.
All through that canyon, it creeps in all through that damn canyon, and it gets worse when that breeze goes through there, boy. You're like,
oh, I know. You're like walking, like I was walking, I was enjoying myself.
All this shit. Who done put it on the damn cells? Goddamn.
and I was just like,
that's it. No joke, folks. That's what you do. But I mean, there's a nice urban trail behind my house. But when that wind kicks in, you can it's like the Death Star. Just like that, and that wind just brings that funk just all like this, and it hits your face. Yeah, that explosion is your face, because you're like, oh damn, what the fuck is that? Shit.
I just go straight into my Arnold, like, my eyes, it stinks.
Oh, and it stings your eyes too sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm glad I got the glasses. At least it holds it back a little bit. Then it goes slowly creeps in. You're like,
I'll start going.
I was like, how do those ducks not be like, God damn, did I take a shower today?
They probably do. They're just like, we got nowhere else to go.
Motherfucker.
That's the first one, but that second one's not like that. That little second pond is not like that. But they're wanting to use that one for animal agriculture as well. And I'm like, you guys, you know what? Just God damn it. Just
yeah. Well,
population control, boy. This COVID didn't help either.
No, a lot of people were fucking.
A lot of people were fucking during COVID. And
you don't want to go to the store? No, all right, let's fuck.
bring your ass, yeah, come on, bring your ass over here. As many people as we lost, rest in peace. We birthed just as many people. So we lost over 6 million people. We birthed in between 2020 March of 2020 all the way up until now 7 million.
7 million.
That's a lot of fucking. Boy, that's a lot. I know people say, "Well, Phil, where'd you get your info from?" Go to the CDC website. Go to the
interweb.
Something logistics. The statistics logistics website. Go to that shit, and they'll show you guys. Okay, population spikes during this time, and COVID was a huge. And I'm talking, not like a steep. It was
so
like
much
this.
so Pornhub Premium was free.
Yeah, Pornhub Premium was free.
They're like, hey, everyone's staying up. All right, you perverts out there, it's free.
A lot of babies. A lot of it.
Or shot off a lot of babies onto the wall. All right, but we got a great interview coming up. I did the other day. I was telling Big Daddy. I also sent Big Daddy the song. It's from Suffer It Down. The song is called Old Friend. And I got to talk to Erica, and a special guest pops up in that interview that you're going to be hearing here soon. So this is a long podcast, but the interview was fun, and you're going to get a song before the interview after we get off here. The interview was fun. It was great, and especially with this new format we got here with StreamYard, it just felt like a real conversation with the person that and that's what I've always wanted. Kind of like that Joe Rogan style, where you're trying to get to know the person and understand the person, and that just made more of the conversation, because you'll hear me make fun of that in the interview, because I was like, most interviews, like when we did them on Skype, there's that weird second delay. So with every person we interview, I was like, all right, so I need you to wait a second, like after I'd be like, here's the question, wait 5 seconds, then answer. I'll wait 5 seconds, then I'll ask the question, and I go, it was such a bitch to just edit that, and I looked at I just downloaded it. I looked at it before we started all this, the interview itself, and I was just like, oh, so beautiful and so much easier, and she's so awesome. Erica, nice. You're just such an awesome, beautiful person, and you guys are going to get to know her and her band and upcoming projects they have, and it's a great interview, and I had a lot of fun, and there's just so much content in it. Your wig's going to be blown back, and you're just going to be like, all right.
Right, I'm bold though.
Your magical wig, the wig, your oh, you did shave. Looks good.
That's right. Ow, that kind of hurt.
So I hope you enjoy the interview. And like I said, it's fun, and I hope you enjoy the song. Big Daddy checked out the song, and he liked it, and it's just gonna get you rocking. Throw up them devil horns. So, but
go ahead, say it.
I love you. I love you, brother. I love you so much. Yeah, but this was fun. Don't forget to check us out every Saturday. We have not missed the Saturday at all. We've been staying on time, and we've been growing. And as you can see, the evolution just keeps on rolling, baby. And if you're down and you love C Plus Studios, go get yourself some merch at our T Public store. We got so many great designs. We just dropped this one great design you'll see on here. A little bit of inspiration from a certain club. That's all I'll say. Little inspiration, but it's a cool looking design. We got so many. The Big Daddy has a new design coming soon.
I do, boy. I got several designs. I'm like,
he's been working on, and he's been sending to me. And my brother, he's still working on one Big Daddy and animated project for a shirt design, and it's looking dope. Every time I see it, he's just like, well, how's this? I'm like, make his tongue longer, and or this and that, it's just like, you're gonna make this just full on Big Daddy in your face style, And
I haven't seen it yet, folks, so it's gonna be a big old surprise to me. They're seeing that I haven't seen shit yet. So
well, because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to be perfect because I want you to see it, and your imaginary wig is gonna go. Then you're gonna be super more bald than you're bald. Then you're gonna be smooth everywhere. Everywhere.
I'm already smooth there.
Oh, well, good.
I'm kidding. No, the fuck, I'm not.
I was like, I'm rocking the bush, man. Like I'm Zohan.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Nope.
I refuse.
I know. I'm not telling you to. It was one of my favorites when it came out, just because make sexy time. Well, that movie has if that movie was released today, it probably would have been canceled with the quickness with a lot of things.
All these damn crybabies nowadays. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I mean, half the movies nowadays, Boys in the Hood. If all these movies that we enjoyed growing up, if they were released today, bro.
Well, it's like people attacking Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder for that, and it's just like, because they're barely discovering it now because everyone was home from COVID and they're doing all these streaming and this and that. And they're like, what? Iron Man, blackface. And we're over here like, that shit was hilarious, man.
That was hilarious. And plus, they probably didn't get the point.
You know who I am? I'm a dude disguised as another dude. I think I fucked up the line, but yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, you know who I am? I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Yeah.
What dude you mean you do this?
He goes,
it was fucking hilarious though, man. It was ahead of its time. It was done by an actor who has generally seen this shit, and he made fun of Hollywood for it, and he got other actors on board to play the roles to make fun of it as well, and I'm glad. Don't be so fucking snowflakey, people. God damn.
My favorite line still is when Jack Black's on the tree, and because he's he needs his heroin. He's like, "Oh God, come on, guys, let me down. I'll suck your dick, guys."
That shit.
Peel the shaft. He says, turn the shaft or stroke the shaft and inhale the gravy.
My mom, when I took her to go see that, bruh, she laughed, snorted real loud.
Oh man, it does. It gets you.
It does. I'm gonna go watch it.
I know. I'm going to watch it too. But all right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy the interview that's coming up. It's a lot of fun. And Erica, much love and much respect. I hope you enjoy the song "Old Friend." And I am KMB the Sexy Ninja.
Big Daddy yawning in your face. I'm sorry, y'all. Didn't do that.
And when in doubt, fuck your couch.
Hey, old friend, how you been? I haven't seen
up, y'all? I really hope you enjoyed that track. That track is banging. That track is awesome. It is everything nice and spiced that it can be. I love this. I love that song so much. But we have a special guest in the house. You ready? Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Erica with Suffer It Down. That's who I am. Like, that's me.
I love the track. I Everything about it just makes me happy and giddy like a schoolgirl. Just because it's fun. It's just energetic. And I gotta ask real quick, what brought on the song, and what just made you feel like this needs to be the first go out with this?
So, that song actually, my producer was like, Kevin Sharp of Metro 37 Studios in Rochester Hills. He was like, you have to release this song first. This is by far, this is gonna pack the punch. It's gonna knock them off their feet. That's what he told me. So I went with his recommendation because he's worked with, oh my God, so many different artists. It's unreal, and he's done very well for himself. So I always take advice, good advice.
Yeah, and with that song, it does feel like that too, because the way it starts, and it's just like, oh shit, here we go,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, within the first 30 seconds, you already know what it's about. So that's kind of like it just, boom, here we are. So that's why
what
I wanted
what
to go with that one.
what made you pick this genre itself? Like,
Um, so I don't know. Everybody always told me when I was younger that I couldn't do it. I couldn't scream, or I couldn't, yeah, you can sing, but you can't do, you're not metal, or you're not metal enough, or whatever. And I mean, that's not the whole reason I did it. I love metal music, the metal punk rock. Like I grew up on, punk. My brother is about 7 years older than me, so he's a huge influence. And what I listen to, and he's always showing me like bands and stuff. Like probably favorite punk band is Lagwagon, or like Swingin' Utters. That's actually my favorite, I'd say. But so I always had that influence growing up, and it was just something that, I'm different. I feel like I approach vocals a little differently. I'm not afraid to hit those notes that some people would be a little bit more, oh, maybe that wouldn't sound good. I embrace what my voice does. So metal lets me do that. It's expression. It's expression mostly for me. The expression is there with metal, and I've actually been experimenting with, more rap and hardcore and stuff like that lately. So, um, you know, influence is everything, and I just bring everything to, my influences all out, I guess. Sounds
yeah,
good, I guess.
with that's what it has to be. You have to evolve. You have to keep changing in the game and being different. You have to stick out. You can't be the same Joe
Gotta push.
Schmo next to Joe Schmo. Yeah, you got to push it.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say that, because with this track, and then you told me you did a track with ABK, and it was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, like how did that come about? Because like ABK, he's a hero of mine, just because I'm Native American, and when he got into the game, it blew my wig completely off. So
Well, ABK is a unique story, actually. It ties into a friend of mine recently passed. I know I talked to you about a little bit off air and stuff like that, about Kelly Tucker, and how, he's like my best friend, he's a sound guy, really well respected in the area. And actually, like every New Year's Eve, it was like a tradition. We'd go to Hot Rock, and ABK's New Year's party was there. We'd all get shitty and watch everybody spit in each other's mouths. That was what our thing was. So ABK was like bonding for us. And Kelly was very, very involved in the metal scene as well. He went on tour with bands like Wilson, Kissing Candace, stuff like that. Nonpoint, those harder bands and stuff. And I looked at him one day and I was like, Tucker, something strikes me different with you. I feel like you're an undercover juggalo. I feel like, you're a juggalo at heart. He's like, actually, I am, and I'm proud of it. He's like, he grew up that way, listening to ICP, listening to, all the greats and stuff like that. And, that was something that we bonded over. And then more recently I'd ran into ABK and I was like, hey man, it's actually nice to talk to you because I was sober for a change because every New Year's Eve I was lit. And I probably made an ass of myself, but ABK is always so chill and laid back, so it doesn't even matter. Everything's just good with him. And so I was talking to him and I was like, yeah, and I told him the situation. I was like, we always used to, be there for your New Year's stuff. And, so we kind of got a little, more familiar with each other. And then Bake had mentioned something to him about, me doing some stuff with him. And then ABK is like, hey, I need a female voice on this track. Does your girl want to do it? Like, is she interested? And he sent over the track and we went in the studio that next day and just busted it out, and it was an honor. Oh my god, I was like, I'm working with somebody. Like, I was like, oh, he probably thinks some jerk fan, whatever. He doesn't remember me, but he remembered me. It was kind of cool. So
we,
yeah,
we were
ABK.
talking about that off air about starstruck and whatnot, and it's like
Yeah.
ever since I started doing this, I'm meeting some of my heroes and idols, and I understand that feeling because I like recently did a great interview with DJ Clay, and the whole time I'm like, I'm talking to DJ Clay, I'm talking to
Yeah.
DJ Clay. I'm, like he's calling me by name, and I'm just like, so that's very
DJ
cool.
Clay. Yeah, DJ Clay is pretty awesome. I love Clay. He's my homie. I'm not starstruck with him. He's like, you know, kind of, we pick on each other all the time, but he's so cool. I love Clay. He's just so down to
Yeah,
earth.
very, very much. So I want to get into this because you with this happened because you commented on a review I did for a certain song by
Yeah.
the Insane Clown Posse,
Yes.
and the song's called "The Grump,"
Yes.
and the song released. And I remember when I did the review, I listened to the song a few times before I did the review, and I was like, "Who's on the hook?" I go,
Yep.
there was nothing. I was just like, it just said "Insane Clown Posse," "The Grump," and I was like, man, her voice is banging like dang, my wig was off a few times every time he came on the hook. And I was just like, who? Then you commented and I was just like, we all right, I gotta meet her. We gotta do this. How did the grump come into your life?
Oh wow. Actually, so the Gong Show, the psychopathic does that. What's it called? What it starts with a P, I think. What is it? That special like subscription where
Oh, on
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah, so they do their Patreon, and on their Patreon they have Gong Show. They do the Juggalo Gong Show, and actually Jump Study and Andy Sherman contacted Bake Low, and they were like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And he actually put me on that, and he was like, "Oh, well, what about Erica? She'd be good, I think. What do you guys think?" And they were like, "Yeah, for sure. Tell her to come on down, and we'll have her song and da 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 da." So that happened. And I get there and I just, been working all day or whatever. And then I was like like one of the last people on, and I jump on stage and it's like Shaggy, Jump Steady, and Violent J. And I'm like, no way. I had no idea that they were gonna judge, obviously. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I did it. Wasn't happy with my performance, but they seemed to like really like it, and they actually contacted me and they were like, hey, want to work with you. Everything I said the night you were on the Gong Show, yeah, totally down. Like, let's do something. Let's get you in the studio. What can we, so we started negotiations and stuff like that. And then I showed up to the studio, and he was super passionate about the song. Like, he was like, all right, I know it's going to be kind of different, and I'm going to talk about some stuff, and he's like, but this song is about the grump. And he's like, Grump's disgusting. Like, he's putrid. He's from hell. You know, he rapes little, pigs and kills kids. And, he's just the worst, He's like, so he's like, I'm going to, finish tweaking some things. And he's like, but I want you to just make it your own. Like, give me all you got in it. And I was like, okay. So he's standing there for a second when I first started recording. And, I guess he kind of leaned back to the producer and Bake, because Bake was there as well. And he's like, I'm going to step out He's like, sometimes I make people a little nervous when I'm in here. And I was like, okay. Pressure was off at that point a little bit. I was like, okay, he's not staring directly at me. I don't, feel like I'm on like a spotlight again. So it was nice. So I got to really work with the producer and he had Joe has this way, Violent J has this way of kind of just creating this story, and he wants it perceived in a certain way. And he's like super calculated with everything. And just having the freedom to put my twist and my spin on things, it was like, wow, like it's an honor to work with these guys. But it's even a bigger honor when they're like, here, do this and however you want and whatever you think. And, he's working with amazing producers because I mean, like the dynamics on the hook were just phenomenal. Like he did such a good job mixing it, and I'm like super impressed. Um, so it's just like one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, like it's all over. And you're like, I just want to go do it all over again. So yeah, that's kind of how that went down.
Well, you were great on the track, and hopefully we have you more on hooks for them, or even a verse. That would be dope. Because the Grump is definitely something that was just it's a different song, and it's a very storytelling song. And with the hook alone, I was like, it makes it stand out even more because it's a different dynamic. And I guess I enjoyed your performance on that song. I'm just becoming more and more of a fan. So,
I appreciate that.
and being because you're from Detroit, correct?
Yeah.
So coming from Detroit, what would you say was the biggest influence musically? Because Detroit's filled with rich history of just of everything from Motown to hip hop to every. I love Detroit. Like I'll throw it out there right now. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I'm a Detroit Pistons fan. I'm a Tigers fan. I'm all in for Detroit. Never been there, but I will one day go to Detroit because I love Detroit so much.
Well, you got it. Yeah, definitely. And when you come here, we got you at Simon's After Dark. That's a venue I'm pretty much at frequently now. That and Diesel Concerts Detroit. So pretty much anywhere you go, I got you covered, man. So, but yeah, no, Detroit is awesome. But I guess the biggest influencing sound from Detroit, that I would say influenced me. I would be lying if I didn't say Aretha Franklin wasn't all throughout my playlists. Big, huge Aretha Franklin fan. I don't know. She's just got power and she's got that raw emotion, and she don't care. Like she's just like, this is how I sound. That's a struggle for any vocalist, is finding their voice, because growing up and like, when you're younger and stuff like that, you think you have to sound like whoever. But when you find your voice and the power that comes with it, like it's then you're in the zone. There's no stopping you at that point. But and Aretha Franklin had that since day one, so she's huge influence. But
That's awesome. And going into it, talk about Suffer It Down with that project. What else is coming? I know you said you're working on an album right?
oh, I'm working actually right now. I think I'm working on 2 albums with a potential third one just kind of tossed in the mix there. One are you familiar with City Morgue at all?
No, I am not, but I will look into it.
No. You should do your next review on City Morgue. May I suggest, what do you say, Drano or neck brace? Bakelo.
What's up?
What up?
What's up, man?
Surprise. I had to. I was
big,
like,
big fan.
I'm a big fan of you, man. What are you talking about?
Well, thank you. I'm honored. Like, I love doing reviews for everybody, and like when I get to pick the ones and get the ones that I'm really super excited about, like your music, I get all giddy like a schoolgirl. Like I said, I'm just like, yeah, baby, let's get in the car, throw myself around, take off my shirt, whatever.
Oh,
that's
dude,
what music does for me.
You're gonna go
Thank
so
you.
far, dude. I'm telling you.
You actually, we like your reviews. They're not biased. Like you're out of, you're out in Arizona, right? Like that's where you said
Yeah.
you were at. you're out in Arizona, you know, like, and you're a different perspective because you guys are different out there a little bit. You know, everything's, you know, just a different. It's, you know what I'm talking about. Have you been to the East Coast versus West Coast? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah.
just a way about life that's a little bit different. It's not like we don't care about your bullshit. We just want to know what you're doing. You know, like. You guys don't dwell on that negativity. I feel like you know, here in the Midwest we're kind of like, oh, but we in negativity, and it's more of a common thing to have a bad opinion of someone rather than like an objective opinion. So.
Even just the feel out there is different, man. It's like it feels magical on the
Yeah.
West Coast.
Oh man, I went to Colorado, and Utah and stuff like that, and it was just the energy was just so like light. I don't know how to explain it.
I come from the reservation in New Mexico, in Shiprock. That's where I'm from, and my mom and them, I've always been taught to be positive. You know, never be negative. Never look at life in this big shining bright light. You know, let the diamonds rain on you. You know, and I try really hard because when I started this, it was like that. I was like, all right, I was like, I don't want to speak bad on anybody. I want to just find the music, and the way I perceived the reviews was like, I want to show what the music does to me, and I want to send that energy out. And I've only done one negative review, and I will never do another negative review again because I put it out there, and it was for Tom McDonald because I'm just not a fan, you know. And I put that out there, and all of a sudden, boom! I got blasted. Like, what the hell is this? And I was just, you know, and I was just like, you know what? It's my opinion. I put it out there. You know, this is I don't like being negative. I'm not doing it ever again. Washing my hands because I rather spread the love than not spread love.
Exactly.
Well, you're killing it, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, for real. So I was really excited to actually be on the show with you and stuff. So, and it was kind of cool because I'm like, oh man, this be cool. Like nobody knows who I am really, and you're kind of like introducing me to the world, I guess, outside of like our, you know, Detroit area, because people in Detroit are starting to get familiar with who I am as far as, you know, in the juggalo scene and stuff like that. But it's nice to be able to connect, you know, with you out in Arizona while I'm here in Detroit. You know what I mean? It's really cool. So thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, as you should, because I feel like you are a super talented, like awesome person, and you deserve that to blow up. And so, like with Bakelo too, I feel like, you know, you guys should reach all around the globe. You know, all around the globe. And I feel like, you know, because you have tracks that you have a track you're working on together, and I feel like that's going to be dope. And I just feel like you guys' reach should be even further, not even just in Arizona, all the way to Cali, all the way to, you know, Australia and everything like that. And that's why I love when I do these reviews for people that, you know, everybody. I like to tag like any underground hip hop. You know, I just want to spread the word because I'm like, this person's so talented. Why are they not blowing up? Well, you know what? I'm going to try my hardest, and I'm going to go crazy in the car when I do this review. Hopefully it catches somebody's attention to be like, man, if this fat guy gets all crazy in the car over this song, man, I should check out this artist. And that's the magic of it, because I've gotten people who've told me like, hey, your reviews, like this one is the other day, this ninja messaged me. He goes, with your reviews, it makes me not stop wanting to do music. You make me want to continue my music career, because time and time again, I want to quit. I want to quit because no one's listening. No one's listening. And I was just like, yo, that's a huge honor. You know, I'm like, if that's what it's going to do for somebody to keep them going in their path, blessed be. You know, I will give all the karma I can to underground artists and everybody that's on the come up. And as two talented people as yourselves, you deserve that. And that's why I do what I do.
Well, appreciate it.
Yeah, for real.
And I was about to say, after the last review that you did with Clay, he was tripping out. He was like, bro, this guy's incredible. Me and Clay sat there for like hours just watching a bunch of random reviews, man. It was, I don't know, it was really cool. You're good at what you do.
For real. And I don't know, did I say it was just a song? Or did we talk about the album? Like the whole...
Oh, you didn't say nothing about that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's one of the things that we're working on right now is we were going to do just a song, you know, and then we were like, we should do a whole album.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's unofficially what we agreed to.
We got like 6 tracks ready to go right now.
Yeah. So
But we're trying to get some
All
more in.
right.
yeah, we
Hey,
just gotta send some in for final mastering, and then the release is on its way out
Well,
the door. So
well, when that's ready to go, let me know, and of course, I'm going to do a review. So
Oh,
I'm already excited. I'm like, the future's bright, you
I
know.
think I'm more excited for the review than the
I
release.
know.
honestly.
Yeah, for
Well,
real.
thank you.
Oh yeah.
But there's some dope tracks. We got DJ Clay on one of them. We got Jason the Sin God on another. Knowledge. Who else? Light
Insane E.
is Insane E. Insane E is Light on one of them
Sonic.
or no?
No.
No, never mind. Okay, so it's Knowledge, Sonic.
You're just throwing out names.
I thought you
We
said
got
like
Jeezy.
we got Jeezy.
We got Tupac.
We got Kendrick Lamar.
No,
Joyner Lucas. No, I'm just kidding.
that's
I was just
that's
like,
the plan.
whoa. The
I
budget
mean,
was
no.
incredible for this album.
Yeah, no, but you know the goal with this one is to bring that sense of family, you know, like and collabs. Like I want to get Zitro on one of them. Zitro wants to release a club banger. He keeps talking about it.
That's
We
all
keep
he does
talking
is
about it.
do club bangers.
But yeah, but it would be a club banger for
He's
us.
so good at it.
He is good at it. I don't know. I always want to dance when Zitro stuff comes on. So yeah, he is club banger material for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, there's just we wanna kind of bring it and have fun with it, you know? Like we were just thinking about like taking our experiences through life and stuff like that and kind of making it into not something we could not necessarily joke about, but something we can look back on and be like, okay, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I went through that, or you know what I'm saying? So we were thinking about calling the album the actual album. This is just not official or anything like that, so don't be surprised if we change it because we find something we like better. But Getting Nowhere Fast was what we were thinking.
Ooh, I like that.
Going nowhere fast, getting nowhere fast. But you know, just kind of that's what we looked back on, dwelling on your
And
experiences.
you haven't even told anyone that yet.
What? Yeah, I did. Shut up. But I have text messages to prove it. I was like, what about this? And he's like, oh, that's great. So
No, I'm just saying you haven't put that out publicly yet. So.
no, we didn't put it
That's
out publicly.
fresh news.
Fresh.
Exclusive. Fresh news.
But I
Fresh.
feel
Brought.
like I feel like if we're on your show, we should do something exclusive for you. I like doing that, you know, giving you the exclusive drops and stuff where you heard it first.
Right here. Right here.
Right here.
And and that's, you know, we try to get more guests on, and we've had on a tremendous amount of guests. And I got to say, with everything that we've evolved into, I got to say this is the most fun I've had doing an interview, because it feels like we're having a conversation than me just being like, so what got you into the game? And, you know, that's how most of my interviews are. And I'd like to, you know, this new format we're doing so much better. And I'm glad you guys are the first on it, because this is a better like flow of conversation than just me like, okay guys, like why do you like hip hop, you know?
Yeah.
Read you. Oh.
So
yeah,
what else, like besides that, like what is the end goal? What is the goal of being like, okay, well, you know, if there's one thing I can do, like there's a number you're looking for to hit, what would you say that number would be, like listeners wise, you know, like just to be like, okay, hey, you know.
I don't know. I don't really have a goal. I mean, like I love feedback. So like I when I was looking through the comments and stuff like that, I dug the, you know, the ones that were like, oh, I didn't really like the chorus and stuff like that on the ICP track. It just gives me feedback, you know. I like that. I guess I never really thought of it like that, you know. How many listeners do I want? I just want good listeners. I want, you know, people that get me, that, you know, relate to the music I make. I mean, I guess it means if it's a smaller crowd, then I guess we're that 1%, you know, or that 5%. I'm fine with whatever, just as long as people vibe with me.
And that's true with anything, you know, like with me, like I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but the people that I'm a cup of tea of, I'm like, hey man, I at least made one person's day. like I can live with that for myself, because I'm like, if I made one person's day and I
Mhm.
made them feel good about themselves, I think I did my job,
Yeah.
and
I don't want to be one of those people that, doesn't like is focused on the wrong thing. I want to enhance people's lives. I want people to feel better after they hear my music, or feel like somebody understands them, or feel like, damn, I could totally relate. You know what I'm saying? So if that's even one person, if even one person comes to me and they're like, that really hit me, that my job is done. I feel like I'm happy, I'm satisfied, because I was able to affect change or affect someone in a way where they felt like they weren't alone. That's always a better feeling than, oh, 30,000 people just listen to my song. Ooh, I don't care about that, because those 30,000 people, did they really listen to it though? You know what I'm saying?
that it's true. That's why I don't really care for mainstream music that much, because a lot of it's like it just goes over, and it's just like you look at the concept of the song, you're just like, man, that is the basic concept ever. That's why I like going deeper and finding songs like yours and being like,
Yeah.
why is this not a hit? Like
I,
this should be like, I feel that way because of just like it, just the tone of it. And who I gotta ask about the music behind that song real quick, old friend. Who's on
yeah.
the drums? Who's on the guitar? Who's making them bangers?
Okay, so coolest thing in the world. Some people I grew up respecting, I get to play with now. So I got Steven DeFord on guitar and secondary vocals. He's those low growls when I'm going high. Um, So when we're doing freeze, get some, I'm the higher, get some, and he is a get some, but he's guitar, and he's open to like we wrote songs together. We played horse. It was the best thing ever. I went to his house. We smoked down. Um, we're sitting there, and I was like, hey, let's play a game. Let's write a song like right now. He's like, write a song like right now. What do you mean? He's like, well, I got some ideas. I was like, no, no ideas. We're starting fresh. We're gonna have some fun. So we smoked. We're sitting there with the guitar, and I'm like, okay, I'll start first. And I started a riff, and then I passed it over to him, and then back and forth. So we create together. So that's kind of cool. And he's like it's like a big brother, big, very, very positive male figure in my life. As far as the bass player goes, that's his brother, Phil DeFord. Uh, one of the most talented bass players that I've ever seen. I've always been like, oh my God, like if I could just get him on a track, and then I got him on my whole album. So, but they work so well together because they've been playing together their entire lives. And then we got Jim Talitsky, which we call him Shots. If you call him Jim, he probably wouldn't even answer to that. You got to be like, hey, Shots, you know. But that dude is resilient. Like he's had like knee replacements and all kinds of shit, and is hitting double bass like Godzilla. Like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Our next release that we have scheduled coming out is called The Sun, and it's basically like a blast beat through the whole song. And it's one of those. I'm mad at the government and the way of life that we've created for ourselves in society. So that's kind of what that song's about. But anyway, he's a monster in that song. Like his drum style is really highlighted. It's like they're so talented. Those guys are amazing. I wish they could be on here with me right now, because
Maybe next
they're
time.
yeah.
So
No, I could get the guys together. We usually do rehearsals on like Fridays and stuff. So
oh,
um
good to know. We can probably plan something for the future, because when with music and with that song, like I know when it's a great song when I start doing air drums, or when I start doing air guitar, or air bass or something like that, because I was just like, and I get in trouble. This is the bad thing, when I was bumping this song in the car, and once I get going on the air drums, and I'm like, oh shit, like, like I
I
get a
gotta
little bit too out there.
I don't know if you saw, did we do any of, I can't remember if we posted any videos to our Facebook of us doing The Sun. I want to say we have. I think you'll really like that song. I think you'll wind up doing like some air guitar on top of the air drums while you're trying to simultaneously play the bass too. Because that song is like it's killer. Like, I mean, I'm really satisfied with the way that this is going. I actually this is a newer band for me. I was formerly in another band. It was actually out of Port Huron though. It wasn't a Detroit band. Port Huron's like for people who don't know, like northern. So like if you're looking at Michigan, there's Michigan right there. Beautiful Michigan, right? Hold on, it looks more like that. So the thumb there at the base of the thumb, hold on, it's all backwards. The base of the thumb, can you point for me? Or I'll point. So Port Huron's here and Detroit's here. So it's about 40 some odd miles in between the two, but Blue Water Music was a big part of my life at one point as I've been living in Port Huron for a while. So, you know, you obviously want to join the community that you're a part of. So, um, and in the area, I mean, there's so much life as far as music is concerned too. So, but I was
Oh,
part of
man.
that band, and we actually broke up in 2019, and that's when, you know, I was miserable. I was so depressed. I wasn't even the same person. I didn't look like me. I didn't talk like me. I was just so sad about everything. Um, and then I had a few musicians reach out to me. Like, I tried jamming with one band, it didn't really work out, and you know, they're still doing stuff, and they're actually doing really well. So congratulations to them. They're actually doing really well. But as far as DA goes, you know, I still talk to the guitar player, my bass player, and stuff like that. They were like a family to me. And you know, we tried finding a drummer, but nobody's clicking. It's just not, you know, working out. So I found Suffer It Down is actually something me and a friend of mine from high school used to say to each other whenever we had to do something we didn't want to do. And so like for instance, we had to drink like a whole dirty 30 in like 15 minutes. And we're like, all right, suffer it down, here we go. And we just cracked them open and, you know, pounded them down, and then we were absolutely shit-faced after that. But, you know, the result. That's just a little side note. But you know, I took that idea because I've been passionate about Suffer It Down for a long time. I said one day I'm gonna have a band that I'm gonna just be able to do whatever I want in. I'm gonna be able to say what I want, write the music that I want. And with these guys, they bring a Detroit funk to the whole thing. Like, I don't know if you can hear that bass line and behind Old Friend, but I mean, there's just that groove, and everything these guys do, they produce this groove that their rhythm just falls into naturally. And it's very easy to write with them. It's very easy to create, and it's very easy to channel whatever I'm feeling and be able to put that out, you know, of me, so I can heal, you know, and still create something for, you know, art purposes. I guess I don't know, but I mean, it's really good flow between us all.
Well, you got to have a good flow with your bandmates, because I was in, I would say, two bands, because I dabble in the rap, you know, and I dabble in the music. I used to dabble in hard when I was younger, a young man, and you know, it's just about clicking with everybody, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I had a band where we were like, we're gonna be like rap and blues and funk at the same time, and I was like, all right. And I have a song up now, and it's from that era, but it, I wasn't a fan of it because it was like, this is too odd and weird, and there was just like, we didn't click on a lot of things, and but I totally understand that. But going into this, you already answered that. So I was going to ask you about the name of Suffer It Down. I was just like, that is such a cool name. Where did that come from? And I was just, when you said that, I was like, gotta suffer it down. Now I want to say that to the homies when we're chilling and hanging out. Gotta suffer
Yeah.
it down. Like,
It really works though. I mean, like, everybody wants to complain about, ooh, fireball's nasty. Well, suffer it down. Quit being a pussy. I mean, like, can you say that on a podcast? Or do you have to?
Yeah.
Did I? Okay, I didn't know if I
we
could.
we've said worse. Fucks
Okay.
and all.
Well, I mean, considering I've said worse myself. So, but I at the same time, like, you never know. I just don't want to offend anybody.
Oh, if you're on this show, you people understand. We say so much things, and we're just like, you
He's
know,
over here. He's sitting over here rolling his eyes. He's like thinking to himself, like, you're an asshole and you don't care who you offend. Shut up. Like, against Stevenson.
It's what you got to do. You like, I understand people's feelings. You got to be respectful, but at the end of the day, fuck it.
Exactly.
You know what you should, can I make a request in your podcast? Like, if you want to do a segment, unpopular opinion, for like 30 seconds, where whoever your guest is, 30 seconds, unpopular opinion, go. What's your most unpopular opinion? You said was, I know I'm like off in left field, but I got a purpose, I promise. What's your favorite unpopular opinion?
Gosh, unpopular opinion. I would say the Tom McDonald review. Like
the Tom McDonald,
yeah. So that go ahead.
Riding with it, like my unpopular opinion, like, Metallica obviously is one of the greatest metal bands of all time, right? And then you got Megadeth is one of the big four. I am a bigger Megadeth fan than I am Metallica fan. I fucks with Metallica, yes, but I would rather fucks with Megadeth.
You want to know what it is?
That's my unpopular opinion. So, and I said that really nice. I said that nicer.
I know. I was like, you were really nice about that. I was like, but it's okay though.
Well, see,
but
I'm trying to be PC a little bit. I guess I should just be like, fuck it, and just be like, no, I love Megadeth. I could do away with Metallica. That's better, right?
Like, that is better. Like, I understand that whole like Metallica, blah blah blah. Like, I'll fucks with Metallica, but my band like is Guns N' Roses. Like
Guns N' Roses.
I'm a huge Guns N' Roses guy, and I would pick them over a lot of bands just because I'm just like I don't know. They've always been like my soundtrack to my life. Is even though I haven't done half the crazy shit they've done.
Oh, damn, I was gonna be like, damn, that's the soundtrack of your life. Like,
I'm like, I'm on the night train. I'm just like, I've never done any of this, but I will pretend in my mind I'm that cool. I'm pretending I'm that cool.
Hey, it's okay. I guess that'd be like me. Van Halen is like my jam. Like, I'll jump all day. Jump. It just puts me in a good mood. Or what's another one by Van Halen I like? Oh, every day when I was pregnant with my daughter, I used to put my headphones on my stomach, and every day I'd play Dance the Night Away by Van Halen.
Oh, nice. I saw that you had a tiny one, and I have a tiny one as well, and that's awesome. What is your take on being a parent? Because like everyone has a different take and stuff like that, and for me, it's a crazy, awesome, fucking adventure.
Well, it's weird. It's weird because when I was younger, I was like, do I really want kids? Would I be a good mom? That's what I was always worried about. I was always worried about being a good mom. And I always thought I'd have kids when I was older, but I had my daughter pretty young. So, but parenting is like the most challenging, like magical, frustrating, expensive, but worth it, and not like you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be like, I'll go find $1,000 just to get you that stupid bike you want that I can't afford. You're happy to do it. And that's the crazy part about it. Cause like somebody be like, hey, can I get 20 bucks? Like, no, fuck you, man. But I'll help you out. but I mean, like, I'll go, like, my daughter, you walk in her room and she's a princess. Like, she's got her little princess stuff. And, she's like, I don't care about these toys, mommy. I just want to spend time with you. And then your heart melts and you're like, oh my God, that little voice saying that, and it's worth it for that 5 seconds. And the other times where you're like, I gotta whoop your ass, like you're not, you know what I'm saying? It was all worth that. So, I mean, and then she's still young. She's like 7. So
mine's 6. That's crazy.
Daughter. Son. Daughter? Mine's a daughter too. If you ever come out to Detroit, you could bring your daughter, my daughter, play with your daughter, and then we can be like, okay, don't do that, and then talk about music and stuff. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah, that'd be dope.
But no, and then it's also cool too, because like anybody you meet with kids are like, hey, you want to like get your kid to hang out with my kids so they can occupy each other and we can like occupy each other. So it's not like, it's like a little club you join. I don't know. Parenting is just different.
It is a club. I was at the park the other day and like I was just chilling. I was at the park and all of a sudden, like, daughter's playing. It's just me and her, and then here comes another parent with his kid, and he comes up and goes, "Yeah, hey, is that your kid?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right."
it's like
Then all of a sudden we started talking, and then I walked away. I was like, "Oh, I've officially joined the parent club." Like,
exactly. You don't even realize that you're part of it until you're like, so you come here often? Like, we could do play dates on Monday at 6 o'clock. Like, like, oh, we'll come to the park. You can come to the park. We can hang out, and our kids can hang out. It's like this unofficial, like, you're part of this club now. But no,
what
I
happens
wouldn't.
in the parent club stays in the parent club.
Yeah, no, parenting though is so challenging, so rewarding. Like, when you make those sacrifices as a parent, you're like, oh my God, I just want to raise a decent human being. I just hope they're not an asshole, and then you watch them do sweet stuff and like be this amazing person and show so much empathy and kindness to the world and have this bright hope for the future. Like, this is our future generation, and I get to like create this person with her, and it's the best thing in the world. I honestly, I was stupid. I had no idea what I was saying when I was like, I don't know if I want to have kids, because I would do it again. But every.
Well, I wouldn't. I just want the one and done.
I mean, I've debated that. Whether or not I want to keep going, because I'm like, okay, I did really good with this one. I could dump all my time and resources into this one kid. But I'd kind of, like, I look at it, and she's got a brother, with her dad's got another child. He's like, young and stuff. And I just feel like we waited too long for her to have like a sibling, and she's so good at it. She'll like pick her brother up and like carry him around the house and stuff. And it's just, I had a brother too. I mean, I think I mentioned that. And like, without him whooping my ass every day, like, I wouldn't be as tough as I am, like. So I kind of feel like siblings are good, but right now I couldn't handle it because like I couldn't do it myself. It's too much energy.
We got our daughter a cat, so we're fine now.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my God, cats and all the little. My daughter will pick up worms and be like, "Can I keep it?" I'm like, "No." Like, we're gonna put the worm back in the ground. Step away from the worm.
Our cat is so like I could pick her up for like a second, but then she'll jump off me. But my kid picks her up, walks around with her like this, and she's just like, I'm like, you won't even let me do that. You got her just like, you got you in a headlock, and she's walking around with the cat.
I have a cat that he's like 9, so like 8 or 9 now. He's somewhere around there. But he was like around when I was pregnant, and he was like, your stomach's huge, and he'd like lay on it. And I thought for sure when I brought my daughter home, he was gonna be like, that's my person, I'm gonna lay with her. And you know what I'm saying, because he was always on my stomach, literally always on my stomach. And then my aunt goes to me before I go home from the hospital. She's like, cats do this thing, and I think you should watch him because he was always on your stomach. You should probably not let him be alone with the baby, because I'm afraid he's gonna smother. I'm like, why? Like, and I didn't realize at the time what she's talking about until I brought my daughter home. When I got in the house, he was like, what is this little alien thing you're bringing me? I'm terrified of it. And he hid under my bed for like 2 weeks. I didn't see him. He would not come out. He did not know what this little thing was. He was not having it in his house. He's just like, no. So he comes out finally, and I get to like bring her over to him, and like they meet, and he just and walked away. And I was like, well, you have no claws, you have no balls, so I guess you're gonna go be angry in the kitchen then. Didn't know that when I picked her up to feed her, he jumped in her bassinet, took a nice whiz. I went to go put her back down, and I just got the cat smell, and I was like, you bastard. I'm like, why? So my mom was like, I'll take him for a little while. Maybe he just needs to adjust. He hated my daughter for the first three years of her life. Like, he would not go near. he would not go near her, didn't want nothing to do with her. I think it was because she stole his mom, because he was always with me. He was always in my lap, always, and now I had this baby that was in my lap, and he was just jealous. Freaking crazy. But he's back now, and my daughter will pick him up and walk him around the house and stuff on his little hind legs, and he doesn't do nothing. His ears go back, and he kind of looks like this. But he deals with it. He loves her now. I just think he didn't like small children.
Yeah, cats are a trip.
It's like none of it makes sense to me, but okay. He wants to do whatever he wants, and so does she. And then she's like, well, you're going to be my friend now. And he's like, okay, I guess I have no choice. So the children, I wish, we could remember like how carefree everything was when we were kids, where it didn't matter if you were going to get bit by a cat. You just did stuff without being afraid of it. Without
that sense of fearless, just like,
yeah.
I'm going to climb on top of this dresser and be like, Daddy, look, wee! And I'm like, whoa.
Right? Like, this is a great idea. No, kids, they have that way about them. And it's great as a parent to get to see them, like expand, like learn things and expand their minds and, kind of learn perspective. Because it's just like you see how the environment really affects them. I don't know. I'm a psychologist, like mentally, I guess I just evaluate things. I go to school for it too, so it doesn't help. So I'm always like, isn't it cool how they grow?
It's like, I get like that. I get a little bit too like out there, like just like, well, think about this, why is she doing this? Like, why, like, what is she seeing right now? Especially when she was a baby, she's just like,
like, why did you think about it? What I was thinking about when I was 3, probably, oh, this seems like a good idea because there's candy up on the top shelf, so I'm going to climb that shelving unit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. They don't see the consequence because they don't know, They just see the end game, like the end result. The end, like that's what they get when they get to the top, So they don't have any, like how they assess danger, I guess. They have no fear because they don't know. It's crazy because, now we're like, oh, if we do that, it's by experience, you know what I'm saying? You realize if you, skate or something and you hit a stick, you're going to fall. These kids, they go because they don't know that a stick's going to get caught in their wheel and send them to. I feel like I'm not making sense anymore. But
no, it's true. It's just like with my kid, I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Go ahead, try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And boom, they're like, never happens again. Okay, you finally saw.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But to have that freedom of, no fear, I wish I had that. That's just fun to watch as a mom, I guess. So, but I don't know. As far as that goes, I feel like I'm rambling now. I apologize.
No, you're fine. This was fun. But we got to get rolling. But I want before we get going out of here, I'm gonna open the floor to both of you if you want to. Whatever you want to plug, I will have them in the description below of this episode, so people can go check it out. Check out the song. Go to your Instagrams, follows, and everything like that. Everything will be underneath. And right now, I always give the floor to the guests to plug whatever you want. The floor is yours.
Ooh, well, I mean, obviously, if you haven't heard it already, definitely check out The Grump. Definitely check out We Be Smokin' by ABK because I'm on those songs. That's where you can hear some of the work I've done. As far as my band, if you like what you heard with Suffer It Down, you can find us on Facebook, Spotify. You can find us, you can find me on Instagram. My bandmates are just like, here, you social media, and I'm terrible at it. So, but definitely check that out. Check out Bake Low. You can definitely find out up-to-date info on his, on all his social media, his websites and stuff like that. We'll definitely have updates on when our release is going to be happening. So we're just in the final processes now. I want to release a track, one single before the main album comes out. So that'll be coming out sooner rather than later. And then What else? Excuse me, I burped. Yeah, no, just check out the social medias with band. Yeah, we'll be around. Simon's After Dark, keep an eye out what's coming there. There's going to be some new ownership in that location taking effect, and there's going to be some great events coming to you soon in the Detroit area. As far as touring, there's some things up in the air right now where we might be hitting the East Coast eventually, potentially with a few different acts, but then there's some things that we might be going out west for. But we will be in Columbus on June 5th. I will be performing there, and it's going to be my debut performance with my rap band, right? Like, we're gonna do my verse. Are we gonna do my verse? I don't know. Ask Bakelo.
Why are you gonna put me on the spot? It's your verse. It's your verse.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be doing. Then
Bake-
I guess if
He's like, I'm just chilling here. What?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
I'm just being quiet. You do your thing. No, I'll be going to Columbus. What's the venue called in Columbus?
Poor Boys, I think.
Poor Boys in Columbus. We're gonna be with the same lineup. Mostly the same artists in the lineup will be there, and we'll be doing that set as well. So you can catch us in Columbus on the 5th, and Allen Park on the 4th. And then, I mean, tour dates, like I said, will be released probably pretty soon. But definitely some good shows coming up. We have the ABK's birthday cookout on the 26th. That'll be Suffer It Down. I won't be performing with Big Low that day. But Big Low will be there as well as ABK. Who else is going to be on that show too?
I don't know.
Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be crazy. And then
Tupac. You're like,
yeah, no, J. Cole's going to be there. But are you going to be at the gathering this year?
I'm looking into my funds and everything right now for it because it dropped and it was like, here, it's in August. I'm like, all right, I got 2 months to plan.
Yeah, that was the one thing that we were like, whoa, where'd this come from? Because we weren't like, we thought they weren't going to do it this year. Didn't they say they weren't going to do it this year? Yeah, something like that. But I mean, everything's opening up in Michigan, so, and we're one of the strict states, so I'm sure when everything started opening up here, they were like, why not? I mean, I'm ready.
Same here.
So definitely. I mean, yeah. So if you wind up going to the gathering, let me know, and then I'll see you there because I'm going.
Oh yeah, because I've only been to the gathering once in my life, and I've been wanting to go back. And we like last 2020. We had plans of like doing Comic Cons and this and that. The gathering was one of them. We were going to do this, and this with C Plus Studios and blah, 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 blah. Then fucking COVID came and just wiped out all our plans. And we're like, stay inside. We're like, but we had so much like planned to do this. So,
and then
so hopefully this year is different.
Yeah, no, it's already opening up here. Like now bars are open till 2 a.m. again. Everybody's freaking out about that. They're going to do away with the masks on July 1st, right?
They're already done.
Oh, the masks are already done, I guess.
Restrictions are done. Like
restrictions and stuff are done. Capacities on the July 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one. That's going to come out. But I mean, I guess it's been working for the other states that have been doing it, so we'll see what happens. Michigan just can't be too scared,
Yeah, and so we're pretty much almost there. We're almost there. We got like, because Arizona being a red state, they automatically like, oh, turn on the lights, turn it all back on,
Yeah.
So, but thank you guys so much for being on here.
Thank you for having us. It's honestly like I was excited to do the show, like I told you, and I feel like I made a great friend out of the whole deal. So. It's awesome. I'm glad I reached out. I was kind of nervous. I didn't know if I wanted to say anything on public forums, especially not being like, credited by the actual artists, like on the videos, because I didn't want to cause any issue with anybody or people be like, no, that ain't you or whatever.
Fuck that. You need your credit.
Yeah, and then so
get your credit.
I felt a little bit more comfortable because you're reviewing it. So when I was like, hey, I just don't know. I got to check out some of these other artists. Like I know who Blase Rose is and stuff like that. I'm familiar with some of her music, but the other artists, they were saying I'm not as familiar with, so I have to check them out. Because I mean, if they kind of sound like they could be similar to me, I maybe work with them in the future or something on something. Who knows? So
I'm trying to get you on a song with Whitney.
trying to get on a song with Whitney Payton. Because anyways, he's kind of plugging. He's like, well, you should, you got to meet Whitney. So I'm excited. We'll see.
I've been trying to get Whitney on this show for a while, so maybe Bakelo wants to work his magic there because it was one of those things. I've reached out, and she's like the last review I did for her, and retweeted it, and I'm just a big fan of hers as well. So
Actually, I'll put it in her ear. If she retweeted it and she already seen it, like I'll tell her again.
yeah, I just want her on the show because I think with this new format, we definitely could have more fun, and I would love to do a Bakelo interview too. We just tear it up
Anytime.
So, but before we get out of here, we have a saying around here at C Plus Studios. We say, "When in doubt, fuck your couch." And when I set it up, all of us together will say, "Fuck your couch." So when I say "when in doubt," all of us will say, "Fuck your couch." Are you ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
All right, y'all.
Born ready.
Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. And when in doubt, fuck your couch.